Friends, today we will learn how to read. Here I have a lesson. Let's see how to read English. Partho, Partho, the park keeper. Partho, the park keeper. See here. Partho was a park keeper. Partho was a park keeper. He worked with 5 other people. He worked with 5 other people. He worked with 5 other people. All of them together. All of them together kept the park clean. All of them together kept the park clean. Partho loved his job. Partho loved his job. Once every year. Once every year. The park was closed. The park was closed. Once every year, the park was closed. No one could use the park then. No one could use the park then. I am glad this happens. I am glad this happens. Just once a year. Just once a year. Thought Partho. I am glad this happens just once a year, thought Partho. I don't like to tell people to go away from the park. To go away from the park. This year, the park was closed on a weekend. The park was closed on a weekend. Partho and his team. Partho and his team were very busy. For 2 days. Partho and his team were very busy for 2 days. They went around the park, doing many things. They went around the park, doing many things. On Saturday, they picked up the litter. On Saturday, they picked up the litter and put it in large bags. People should throw rubbish. People should throw rubbish only in the bin. People should throw rubbish only in the bin, said Partho. Said Partho. His team nodded. His team nodded. They weeded. They weeded the flower beds. They weeded the flower beds and planted new seeds and planted new seeds. They trimmed, they trimmed the grass and hedges, the grass and hedges. They trimmed the grass and hedges. They scrubbed, they scrubbed the swings, seesaws, seesaws and slides. They scrubbed the swings, seesaws and slides. They repaired, they repaired the broken merry-go-round. They repaired the broken merry-go-round. The children will be delighted. The children will be delighted. Partho smiled. Partho smiled. On Sunday, on Sunday, they painted. They painted all the benches in the park. They painted all the benches in the park. Partho told his team. Partho told his team, we must put up notices. We must put up notices that say, wet paint, wet paint next to the benches, next to the benches. We must put up notices that say wet paint next to the benches. By evening, everyone was tired. By evening, everyone was tired. Partho asked his team. Partho asked his team to rest before they all went home. Partho asked his team to rest before they all went home. So they sat, so they sat on a bench and enjoyed and enjoyed tea and snacks, tea and snacks, snacks, tea and snacks. They looked, they looked around, they looked around and felt happy. They looked around and felt happy. The park looked new. The park looked new. But when they stood up, but when they stood up, Their backs, their backs were covered in paints. Their backs were covered in paints. Oh no, oh no, said Partho, said Partho. We should, we should have, we should have put up the wet paint notices. We should have put up the wet paint notices before we sat down. Before we sat down. Everyone laughed. Everyone laughed. Thank you.